Okay, hello, Declan O'Flaherty here from Marketers Watchtower. So inside this video, I'm going to show you, as I say in the title, it's not a clickbait and a useless title that's going to mislead you in any way. Although it might not take you exactly 10 minutes, I'm going to show you how to replicate this very page here for free. Now this page that you're seeing on the screen, it's a professional looking squeeze page, right? Well, this very page I created using a $67 plugin. Right, it's called Profit Builder. I'm not trying to sell you that plugin, because what I'm actually going to do here inside this video is show you how to replicate, and I'm actually going to try to create this very squeeze page for free in under 10 minutes, or in around 10 minutes. So if you look at that squeeze page and you think, wow, that's a really professional looking squeeze page, I'm going to show you how to create a very similar one, and it's going to be completely free. Okay, so let's get straight to it. So the first thing we need to do, we need to install two plugins. The two plugins I'm talking about are, see the very top ones here? Beaver Builder, right? This is a light version. That's all we need, the free version, and Blank Slate. And what Blank Slate does really, it's a plugin that gives us a completely blank page when we're creating a website. And that's very important when we're creating a squeeze page. Last thing we want is, sidebars, headings, footers, all that stuff, right? We just want a blank page that we can work off, like a blank canvas. So that's what I want you to do first. Go and install these two plugins. If I go to add new plugins here, in the search term here, see search plugins, I want you to just type in Beaver. And as soon as you type in Beaver, it's this plugin here. See the very first one? WordPress Page Builder, Beaver Builder. I want you to install that and then activate it. The second plugin we're going to be looking for is what? Blank Slate. And at this one, just type in blank. And it should be the very first one that shows up. And we see it here. See Blank Slate? Again, I want you to install that plugin and activate it. And when you do, you'll see that up the top here, on the top of your plugins, you'll have the two plugins. Remember, we don't need to pay for anything here. It's completely free, right? Blank Slate, Beaver Builder. So now when you have them installed, we're going to first go up here and create a new page inside your WordPress site, okay? So new page, and I'm just going to call this gobbledygook. You can name yours whatever you like, of course. The most important thing here is, see over the right-hand side, right? See this sidebar? Well, when we look over the right-hand side, it has page attributes. We're looking for, see the default template? We want to change this to Blank Slate. Now you can go and publish this site now, this web page, or you can just save it as draft. Usually when I'm editing things, I'll save it as draft, right? And now that that's saved, we go up here to see where the text editor is, and right beside it has Page Builder. Just left click on it once, and then that should open up a completely blank page. So we can start working and creating a squeeze page. Now when you download these and you go through this, you can spend your time, right? I'm trying to get this done as quick as time as possible. But you can spend your time going through it. The first two things we want to worry about, the only two things really at the top here, see on this side panel over here, are rows and modules. Now when we look at the rows, we have 1 column, 2 column, 3 column, 4 column. So if we drag this 1 column across, right, see, just left click on it and drag it across and see where the blue is, and just release it. Now we have a column that goes, right, it's at the very top. We want this to go right across the screen, because look, we're going to try to replicate this page here, okay? So if you look at this now, when you put your cursor inside, see the way there's two things here? One of them is for the modules and one of them is the container, which is on the outside. It's the container we want to edit here. And you'll know which one you're editing because it will be highlighted blue. Because if I go onto the inside now, you see the way it's black now? When I go into container, it's blue. And then we just click on the spanner here. It has fixed. We want to go full width. And when I want to scroll down here because I want to look for the background. In the background, I'm going to go to color, and then this will open up, and we want to choose a color. Now for brevity's sake, we want this bar that's going right across the top, okay? Now I'm using an extension, an add-on for Firefox, and it's called Colorzilla, which allows me to copy the code for certain colors, so I know exactly what the color is. So if I just left click on this now, I have this color, and I just need to paste it in here. See the top here? And when you're pasting, if you're using this and you're pasting the color in, which is FF0AA00, you want to do it with your keyboard, not with your mouse. We just click on the outside here, save, now we have a top bar. Exact same as this one, more or less. Right, it's a little bit wider, isn't it? We can make this a little narrower. So again, go into the spanner here, and you know you'll be using the container here, for example, because it will be blue. Click on the spanner, and if we go to advanced, and you see the padding here, it's automatically set by default as 20. We want to get the top and the bottom down to 0. Just click on it once, get it to 0. And then when I click save, this should go completely narrow. Perfect, perfect. Right, now it's looking the same, isn't it? And again, for brevity's sake, I'm going to copy this headline in, copy this headline, and I'm just going to paste it in here. Now you see the way I'm going onto the inner container. We call this a module, right? See this inner container here? So we need to go back over here. See on the top here, on the right hand side, I'm going to click on this plus sign to open this panel up again. And this time we're going into modules. And with modules, we have audio, HTML, photo, text editor, and video. We need text editor because we're going to put a headline in. And again, we just drag this across. Make sure to see the blue. Make sure you don't put it above it or below it. Put it right in the center and then release it. And now what we need to do is just paste this headline, or you would write your own headline in. And that's really it. See where it has headline 2? I actually prefer just to go a paragraph. And you see it's a bit messed up here now, isn't it? I will go Hello Victor. You can mess around with this yourself. I want it all bold. I'm going to bring it up to 22. Okay, I'm going to bring it up to 26. And I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to center this. And that's it. I'm going to save this. Now, of course, you see that the headline is a bit high, isn't it? So if we want to edit this, there's a couple of things we can probably look at the container or look at the inner module here. I'm going to try the inner module to mess around with this, just to try to see can I bring this down a little bit further. So when I go into text editor, I'm going to click advanced and I'm going to mess around with the margins. So again, the default is set at 20. It's really the bottom I just want to change here. I want to push it up to get it closer to the text. So since it's 20, I'm going to try and see what it looks like at 0, just to see where we stand. And actually, that's after bringing it up nicely. That's nice, isn't it? I'm going to click that up. Right, that's actually turned out all right. And if you look at it compared to this one, it's pretty much the same. And again, you can mess around with this, of course, all you want. I'm going to click on the inside here, and I just want to change this here. See the free? I'm just going to change that to white. Save, and that's our first part done. So the second part here now is we want to copy this headline, and of course you're going to put your own headline in here as well. Again, I'm just replicating this page. I'm just going to copy this again for brevity's sake. So we need another column across here, right underneath this header. Again, we go up to the plus sign. You see it up here? Left click on that, go into rows, and just drag one column across. And make sure you put it below it, right, where it's blue, and then release it. And inside here now, right, I don't think we really need to make this full width. So again, see where there's the outer container and the inner module. In the inner module here is where we want to actually place our module, which again is going to be another text. So we'll left click on that, drag it across and put it on the inside. Make sure you always put it on the inside and release it. Again, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste this headline in and see what it looks like here. Looks a little bit all over the place. I'm going to center this. And it has heading 3 here. Again, I like to go paragraph. Now that's looking better, isn't it? Let's see. Let's bring this down to 30. Nice. Nice. I like that. I'm going to save that. Okay. It looks very similar now. We're getting there, aren't we? Now you see here, right here now we have the bullet points on the left and we have an image on the right. So this is 2 modules. So if we look over here on the right hand side and you see the plus button, if we go into modules, or go into rows, sorry, I apologize for that, go into rows. See the way we have 2 columns here? Well, we need to drag 2 columns over here. Again, put it underneath it. You can put it inside and see what that looks like. I'm going to put it on the outside. Release it. And now we have 2 separate columns, right? And the reason why I want 2 separate columns, because I have the bullet points here and I have the image here on the right. Now what I'm going to do is, because with this particular squeeze page, this particular landing page, we have a pop-up. Now unfortunately we can't do the pop-up with these 2 plugins. We can't do that. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to let go, and I'm not actually going to put the bullet points in. I'm going to put an image in and I'm going to put an opt-in form in. And then underneath you can create another module, right, or another column, and then put your bullet points underneath if you so wish. But in here, because we have 2, as you can see it here, we have 2 modules to put in. And if we go up to the modules up here, right, you click on modules. Remember, we have audio, HTML, photo, text editor, and video. The HTML is where you're going to put your opt-in code, right? So whether you're using Aweber or GetResponse or whatever you're using, you're going to use your raw HTML code here. So when you create your actual opt-in form inside, let's say Aweber, well, when you get to the end, you save, and you go all the way right to the end, Aweber is going to ask you, do you want the JavaScript code, or it's going to ask you, do you want the raw HTML? We want the raw HTML, okay? But first, I actually want to put a photo in. So I think I'm going to put the opt-in form on the right here, into this right module here. and or the right column, and on the left column I'm going to put the image. Right, that's what I'm going to do. So first I'm going to do the photo. Again, we just drag the photo over, put it on the inside, and release it. And here it says select photo. And you would go and look for your photo, the picture of your ebook or whatever it is. So I'm going to look, I have ebook covers here, and I'm just going to select those the same way as you would if you were inserting it into a post inside your WordPress website. And I'm going to click save. And here we go. Okay, there we go. So now I just need an opt-in form. And remember, it's, if you go up here to the top, the plus button, right, we would drag the HTML in here. And then quite simply, we would paste a raw HTML code in here, right, which I'm not going to go in and create altogether. So I'll just get the HTML code for an opt-in form I previously made, okay? But you would obviously do the same thing. Right, so I'm going to go on and creating an opt-in form inside Aweber, and I'm going to paste it in here. Here we go, click save, and there we go. Right, that looks a little bit better, doesn't it? And again, you can mess around with this. So to make this even look a little bit nicer, you see the top bar here, the whole top bar? Well, if we go over to the left-hand side, right way over, see the way I have the blue here? Well, you see these two things here? Like 2 pages, that says duplicate. Just left click on it once. And now we have 2 headlines, right? We have 2 borders, 2 top headers. And I can drag one of these down using this. See the key here? Just left click on it once and just drag it down. And make sure you put it right underneath it, release it, and there we go. And what would be nice here would probably be a border on each of these. So again, the spanner, if I scroll down, I can click on border. I will go for a double border. I will have it black. And I will have the top at 5 and the bottom, because the bottom will have to be at 5 as well. Save that. That looks alright. I actually could have done that first and then duplicated the header, but you get the point. Let's do it with this. Save that. And one last thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to push this header down because I think it looks nicer that way. I'll show you. I clicked on the spanner again. I went into advanced, into settings, and I want to push this top margin down. So I'm going to put it at 30. Save that. And there you go, professional looking squeeze page. And again, you can mess around with it a little bit more and make it perfectly and change the colors. And you know, maybe you can push this up a little bit more, right? It wasn't exactly 10 minutes, right? But of course, because I had to explain it and go through a few things, right? But it's pretty quick for a professional squeeze page with 2 free plugins, doesn't cost you anything, and you're ready to go, right? It's pretty nice, right? So just create them. I hope you create a really good one. So I've been Declan O'Flaherty, and of course, if you want to actually get access to those 8 free cheat sheets I give away on that page, which I have a couple of squeeze pages, but if you want actually access to those 8 free cheat sheets, you know, you'll get a lot of value out of them. If you're into marketing and doing business online, you'll get a lot of value out of them. Or maybe you just want to look at the actual squeeze page that I created and see it in real time. If you want to do that, well, of course, click on the link in the description below and go and take a look. Download the cheat sheets, you get a lot of value out of them. I've been Declan O'Flaherty from Marketers Watchtower, and hopefully I'll see you very, very, very soon. All the best.